My son thought I was a foolish old woman who didn't understand money. He was wrong. I spent the next 6 months documenting everything. Every withdrawal. Every transfer. Every forged signature on accounts I didn't remember opening. I contacted Derek, the financial advisor, and asked for copies of all our paperwork. He sent them cheerfully. Hired a lawyer. Not a big firm. Just a quiet, thorough woman named Patricia who specialized in elder financial abuse. Patricia looked at my documents for 2 hours. Then she looked at me and said, "Eleanor, your son has stolen over $200,000 from you. And I can prove it." But I didn't want to move yet. I wanted to be sure. So I did something that still makes me a little ashamed. I set a trap. I told Marcus I was thinking about selling my house. "The property value has gone up so much," I said over Sunday dinner. "I could sell it for $450,000. Can you imagine? I'd be able to help you and Vanessa even more." I watched his face when I said it. I watched his eyes light up. I watched him lean forward. "Mom, that's a great idea," he said. "But you'd need somewhere to live. Have you thought about that?" "Oh, I thought maybe I could move in with you and Vanessa," I said. "Just temporarily while I figure things out. It would be nice to be closer to the grandkids." His face changed. Just for a second. But I saw it. "Mom, I don't know if that would work," he said carefully. "Our house isn't really set up for that. And Vanessa? Well, you know how she is about her space." He nodded. Smiled. And inside my heart broke one final time. That's when I knew for certain. My son didn't love me. He loved my money. And once it was gone, I would be nothing to him. So I decided to take everything back. The papers Marcus brought me that Tuesday in March were the final step in his plan. They would transfer the title of my house into his name. He'd convinced me it was for estate planning purposes. "This way, when you pass away, the house automatically goes to me," he'd explained. "No probate. No legal fees. It's just easier for everyone." He'd used those exact words. Easier for everyone. I signed the papers. All of them. And then I waited. 3 days later, Marcus stopped by unexpectedly. He seemed excited. Energetic. "Mom, I have great news," he said. "Vanessa and I have been talking. We think it's time to help you transition into a senior living community. Somewhere with staff and activities. You'd love it." "When?" I asked. "Well, we were thinking pretty soon," he said. "Maybe next month. We've already started looking at places. There's a really nice facility about 40 minutes from here." 40 minutes. Far enough that I wouldn't be a burden. Close enough that he could pretend to visit. "What about my house?" I asked. "Oh, don't worry about that," Marcus said, waving his hand. "I'll take care of everything. You don't need to stress about it." That's when I told him. Calm, controlled tone, "This is the power moment." "Marcus," I said. "I know what you've been doing." He froze. "Mom, what are you talking about?" "I know about the money," I said. "All of it. The $200,000 you've stolen from me over the last 3 years. The joint accounts you opened without properly explaining them. The power of attorney you've been abusing. The forged signatures." His face went white. "Mom, I can explain." "I don't want your explanations," I said. "I know about Derek. I know he's been helping you. I know about the fake emergencies. I know you never needed money for Vanessa's car or Sophie's braces or Jake's medical bills. I know about the Mercedes. I know about Hawaii. I know about all of it." Marcus stood there, frozen. "And those papers you brought me last week," continued. "The ones I signed. They weren't real. I had Patricia, my lawyer, prepare fake documents. Identical to the ones Derek prepared. Same fonts. Same letterhead. Same everything. You have nothing, Marcus. But I have everything I need to send you to prison." Marcus didn't go to prison. Patricia said we had an airtight case. Elder financial abuse. Fraud. Forgery. He could have faced 10 years. But I didn't press charges. Not because I forgave him, but because I wanted him to live with what he'd done. Instead, Patricia helped me recover everything. Every stolen dollar. Marcus had to liquidate investments, sell the Mercedes, take out loans. Took him 9 months, but he paid it all back. Plus interest. Plus legal fees. I also filed a restraining order. Marcus cannot come within 500 feet of me or my home. He cannot contact me by phone, email, or mail. He cannot access any of my financial information. I haven't seen my grandchildren in 2 years. That's the part that hurts the most. Sophie and Jake. I wonder if they ask about me. I wonder if Marcus tells them lies about why Grandma doesn't visit anymore. Vanessa called me once, about 6 months after everything happened. She cried. She said she didn't know. She said Marcus had told her I was helping them willingly. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. I'll never know. Dorothy still comes over for coffee every Wednesday. Patricia checks in on me every month. I've joined a support group for victims of elder financial abuse. There are more of us than you'd think. My son learned something he should have known all along. A mother never forgets. She doesn't forget the sacrifices she made. She doesn't forget the love she gave. And she doesn't forget the betrayal. I raised Marcus to be honest, to be kind, to be grateful. Failed somewhere. Or maybe I succeeded too well, and he learned to use my love against me. I'm 73 years old now. I live alone in my small house. I have my pension and my Social Security and my $340,000, back where it belongs. Have Dorothy. Have Patricia. I have my Wednesday coffee and my quiet life. And I have my memories. All of them. The good ones. The painful ones. And the ones that taught me who my son really was. Marcus took my money. But I took something from him he can never get back. His mother's trust. And that, I think, is worth more than any amount of money could ever be. If this story moved you, like and subscribe for more stories about truth, betrayal, and redemption. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What would you have done in my situation? Thank you for listening. And remember, mothers never forget. Video of them at a casino. Tyler throwing dice at a craps table. Cassandra laughing, holding a cocktail. Caption. Sometimes you gotta live a little slot machine money bag. That's when I started screenshotting everything. Every social media post. Every text message. Every call log. I wasn't planning to use it. I needed to make sure I wasn't going crazy. Because that's what happens when someone rewrites reality. You start questioning your own memory. Did I really say that? Did that really happen? Am I actually the problem? So I documented everything. The breaking point came in December. Tyler called asking for $3,000. Said their landlord was evicting them and they needed last month, and security deposit for a new place. I'd helped with rent 4 times that year. 4 times. I told him no. Not angrily. Not cruelly. I just said, Tyler, I love you, but I can't keep being your emergency fund. You're 32 years old. You and Cassandra both work. You need to build your own stability. The silence on the other end was long. Then, so that's it. You're just done with me. No, honey, I'm not done with you. I'm just done enabling. Enabling. His voice went cold. Is that what Robert's been telling you? That I'm some kind of addict? Tyler, that's not. You know what, Mom? Ever since you married him, you've changed. You used to care about me. Now you only care about your new perfect life with your new perfect husband. That's not true and you know it. Do I? Mimicking his tone. Because from where I'm standing, you abandoned me the moment Robert came into the picture. You chose him over your own son. I asked him to stop, to think about what he was saying. He hung up. And then, nothing. No calls. No text. No contact. For 3 months silence. I didn't realize he was planning something. Building a narrative. Carefully constructing the story he'd eventually tell the world. But he was. That Facebook post in March. That was just the beginning. Within a week, Tyler had done 3 things. 1. He posted a follow-up about recovering from narcissistic abuse. 2. He joined multiple support groups for adult children of toxic parents and shared his story in each one. 3. He started a blog titled Healing from Maternal Abandonment. The blog was detailed, specific, and completely fictional. He wrote about how I'd always favored Robert over him. How I'd told him his depression was just for attention. How I'd laughed when he'd asked for help during a suicidal crisis. None of it happened. Not one word. But it was written so convincingly. With such specific emotional detail. The kind of thing that makes people believe without question. The blog went viral in certain circles. Support groups. Reddit threads. TikTok trauma channels. People were sending me hateful messages. Strangers were commenting on photos from 5 years ago, calling me disgusting. Someone even sent Robert's workplace an anonymous concern about him being married to an abusive narcissist. Could have responded. Could have posted my own statement. Defended myself publicly. But Robert said something that stopped me. Linda, never interrupt someone when they're digging their own grave. He was right. Because while Tyler was busy building his victim narrative online, he was also getting sloppy. I started organizing everything I'd been documenting. Bank statements showing every transfer I'd made to Tyler. $23,000 over 4 years. Text message screenshots where he'd asked for money, promised to pay it back, then asked for more before the first loan was repaid. Screenshots of Cassandra's social media showing expensive purchases, trips, entertainment, all posted on the same days Tyler claimed they were struggling to eat. Call logs showing he'd only contacted me when he needed money, then disappeared for weeks after receiving it. But the most damning evidence. Tyler had written me emails. Long, detailed emails thanking me for my support. Talking about how understanding I'd been. How patient. How he appreciated that I'd never judged him or Cassandra. He'd sent them after receiving money. Little insurance policies, I guess, in case I ever questioned the loans. He probably forgot about them. I didn't. I waited 6 weeks after his initial Facebook post. 6 weeks of watching him gain followers. Watching him do interviews for small podcasts about surviving toxic parents. Watching him position himself as a mental health advocate. And then I created a document. Not a Facebook post. Not an emotional rant. A Google document titled simply, Documentation. I included every text message where Tyler asked for money. Every bank statement showing transfers. Every screenshot of Cassandra's posts showing their lifestyle. Every email where Tyler thanked me for my support and understanding. Every call log showing the pattern. Side-by-side timelines. When he claimed to be struggling versus what their social media showed. Screenshots of the blog posts he'd made about me, with highlighted sections noting specific claims. And then, next to each claim, the evidence showing what actually happened. I didn't write an essay. Didn't explain or defend or justify. I just let the evidence speak. Then I shared the document. Not publicly. That's not my style. I sent it to 3 people. 1. My sister who'd been caught in the middle and deserved to know the truth. 2. My pastor who'd heard Tyler's version from people in our congregation. 3. A close friend who worked in social services and had asked me privately if I needed support. I asked them to read it. And if they felt it was accurate, to share it with anyone who'd been influenced by Tyler's story. Within 48 hours, that document had been shared with 200 people. Within a week, it was being discussed in the same support groups where Tyler had shared his story. And the response was, Not what Tyler expected. The first crack appeared when someone from one of Tyler's support groups posted, "I've seen both sides now and I have to say, the evidence is pretty convincing. I don't think this is a simple case of narcissistic abuse. I think there's been manipulation from both sides, or maybe just from one direction." Then another. Wait, so he was posting about going to casinos while claiming his mom refused to help him with basic needs. That doesn't add up. And another. I'm all for supporting survivors, but those bank statements don't lie. That's $23,000 in 4 years. And he never paid any of it back. Tyler tried to control the narrative. Posted a follow-up claiming I'd fabricated the evidence. That I was so desperate to look good, that I'd falsified documents. But then someone who actually understood financial records examined the bank statements and confirmed they were legitimate. And then, this is where it got interesting. Slight edge of satisfaction. Cassandra panicked. She posted her own statement. Tried to distance herself from Tyler's claims. Said she'd never known about his blog. That she'd always respected me and never wanted to be part of family drama. That post. That told me everything. Because Cassandra wasn't standing by Tyler's story. She was protecting herself. Which meant she knew the truth. Had always known. Tyler's followers started dropping. The podcasts that had interviewed him quietly deleted the episodes. The blog traffic declined. And the comments on his original post. They changed. Bro, you really played us all. I defended you and you were lying this whole time. Narcissistic abuse is real, but so is financial abuse of parents. This ain't it. Tyler deleted the original post. Then the blog. Then his follow-ups. But the internet. Slight laugh. The internet never forgets. Screenshots existed. Archives existed. Tyler called me 3 weeks after the document started circulating. It was 2 a.m. Just like old times. Mom. That's all he said for a long moment. Waited. Mom, can we talk? Please. I asked him what he wanted to talk about. I made mistakes. I know that now. I was angry and I let Cassandra influence me and I said things that weren't true. I told him I appreciated him acknowledging that. Silence. Then. Can you take down that document? Please. It's ruining my life. I can't get people to trust me anymore. Cassandra left me. I lost my job because someone sent it to my manager. I asked him if he remembered the feeling of having his reputation destroyed by someone's public lies. That's not. Mom, I was just. You were just trying to hurt me, I said. Calmly. You were trying to destroy me publicly because I set a boundary. And now you want me to erase the consequences. I'm your mother, I said. I loved you enough to help you 23 times when you asked. But I won't love you enough to lie for you. That document stays exactly where it is. The truth doesn't disappear because it's inconvenient. He didn't call back. It's been 8 months since this all unfolded. Tyler moved 2 states away. I heard through my sister that he's working in IT somewhere. Living alone. Apparently in therapy, real therapy this time, not performance therapy. I hope that's true. I genuinely do. Because here's the thing people don't understand about setting boundaries with your own child. Doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel righteous or satisfying or powerful. Feels like grief. Because you're mourning the relationship you thought you had. The person you thought they were. The future you imagined. But grief. Grief is better than delusion. Robert and I are doing well. Our life is quiet. Simple. We go hiking on weekends. He still makes terrible Italian food. We laugh a lot. I don't check Tyler's social media anymore. Don't look for updates. But I do think about him. I think about the little boy who used to bring me dandelions from the yard. Who'd climb into my lap and ask me to read him the same story 5 times in a row. I think about the teenager who was so excited about college, who had dreams, and I think about the moment he decided that hurting me was easier than being honest with himself. I don't know if we'll reconcile. Maybe someday. Maybe never. But if he ever does reach out again, really reach out, not for money, not for validation, but for genuine connection, firm but warm, I'll be here. Because I'm still his mother. I'm just not his victim anymore. If you're going through something similar, if someone in your life is rewriting history, playing victim, destroying your reputation, let me tell you what I learned. Don't match their energy. Don't fight in the mud. Document everything. Come. Let the truth be its own defense. And when the time comes to reveal that truth, do it without rage. Without revenge. Just facts. Because facts. Slight satisfaction. Facts are brutal enough on their own. Truth doesn't need drama. Just needs patience. If this story resonated with you, please hit the like button and subscribe for more real stories about families, truth, and the complicated things we don't always talk about. Drop a comment below. Have you ever been falsely accused by someone you loved? How did you handle it? And remember, your side of the story doesn't have to be the loudest. Just has to be true. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.